is hit that like button. Sit back, relax, and let's begin. So, first piece of news this week is about Fortnite. So, for those that don't know, the new chapter, the new season of Fortnite just released this week. It's Fortnite Chapter 3, Season 2. Major changes were made to the Fortnite map. There's also a new tactical sprint and parkour climbing that has been added to the game, to the surprise of a lot of people. A lot of areas are full of like tanks and barriers and things like that, because the theme is kind of like a war going on the Fortnite map. So just a lot of new things to do, but the one major thing they changed is they removed building. Yes, the ability to build in Fortnite has been removed. Something that has been in the game since it launched basically has been removed. So it was very interesting to see. Fun fact, if you go back on the channel maybe a year ago, 8 months ago, 9 months ago, I suggested something like this, and it's funny how Fortnite actually ended up doing this. But basically, they removed the ability to build, so you can no longer protect yourself by creating a base or a box or a wall. Now, whenever someone's shooting at you, you basically have the chance to run away. Hopefully find cover behind a rock or a tree or a building. So people play more aggressively, but they also camp a little bit more, I've noticed. So it has changed a lot of mechanics on how people play the game. And funny enough, Fortnite actually gave a story reason as to why building has been removed. It's actually in the season trailer. Basically, not gonna go too much into it, but basically a returning villain has come back onto the Fortnite map. They basically did something with some device which disabled building, so we don't know what they're using exactly, but it's only disabled for the next few days. Like, I believe by Tuesday or Wednesday, I think Tuesday or Wednesday, building will be back in Fortnite, so it's only temporarily gone. But people have really been enjoying the no building mode, so there have been a lot of requests from people playing Fortnite to actually add this as a separate mode in the future, so people can choose whether they want to play the building main mode or a non-building mode, which makes a lot of sense, I think. So that's really awesome. Honestly, no building is kind of fun, because at the end of the game you don't have to worry about tryhards cranking and editing on you, and you don't even have a chance to shoot them. So it does make it a little bit easier to get a win, I think. But I do kind of miss building a little bit, I have to be honest. It makes things a lot easier. Next, we got some news for PlayStation. So PlayStation apparently in about a week or so, like, this is gonna be announced probably before the gaming news video next week. Sony is going to announce their new PlayStation Plus subscription service, which is going to be a lot like Xbox Game Pass. So this is actually happening. It might not be exactly next week, but everything is pointing to the next few days. So I think we're going to get an announcement very, very soon from Sony. But basically, this is going to add something very similar to what Xbox is doing with their subscription. PlayStation Plus right now, you get like 2 free games every month, cloud storage, and online ability to play online, basically. But what they're doing now is apparently they're going to be adding something like Xbox Game Pass, where you're going to have like a huge collection of games, and every single month you just pay with your subscription, and you're going to have access to these games, and possible new game releases are going to be released on that as well. So we might see a big upcoming Sony game releasing for free for PlayStation Plus members. So that'll be awesome. Additionally, Sony has acquired Crunchyroll, I believe. So we could see something like Sony possibly making an anime streaming subscription included as part of PlayStation Plus. So you might get free games and you might get a free anime pass, you know, to watch all your favorite anime included with the price of your PlayStation Plus. So something like that is definitely coming. We don't know the details yet, but looks very, very exciting. And speaking about Sony, they just had a playable event at GDC, which is the Game Developers Conference, which is going on right now. And PlayStation brought the PlayStation VR 2 headset for people there to play, for game developers to check out, and journalists, and people are having their minds absolutely blown. There's some quotes from people that played it saying, like, it felt like they were leaving another reality when they took the headset off, basically. Like, they were really in the game. It was so realistic and immersive compared to the older one. So I'm excited. Like, this could be the best VR headset that we've gotten yet. Like, maybe it's way better than the Oculus Quest and the PlayStation VR. So this PSVR 2 looks legit, so hopefully we get more news about that. I'm really jealous of all the people that got to check it out. I'm sure they're having a great time with that. Let's see. What else do we got here? Lego just announced a new game called Lego Brick Tales. Yes, Brick Tales, like, you know, a Lego brick. Brick Tales, interesting. Basically, this is going to be like a puzzle adventure game where there's going to be Lego characters in this like really small Lego environment, and you're gonna have to like build things or change things with Lego pieces in this like small little Lego creation, and whatever you do will affect the characters or the water or something in this little Lego set. And if you complete it, you'll be able to go on to the next level, and every single level is different. There's like jungle themed levels, there's like ones themed around like old ancient ruins and water and stuff like that. It looks really nice. It's kind of hard to describe, but just think of it as a cool Lego puzzle game. It's going to be releasing, I believe, on like PC and probably like PlayStation and everything else, because Lego games come out on just about everything, even iPhone probably. So looks really cool. I have to check that out when it comes out. You know, it might be a really relaxing ASMR game. Let's see, what else do we got here? So, sad news for Suicide Squad fans. Apparently the Suicide Squad game is going to be delayed until 2023. So this is actually kind of like concerning. I thought this game was supposed to be releasing this year, but yeah, they just put out an article today. Let's see, yeah, it's not releasing until next year, and this is like all versions of the game. So PlayStation 4, Xbox, PlayStation 5, not coming out until next year basically. So that's really surprising. It was supposed to be releasing in spring, but yeah, I guess we're not going to be getting the Suicide Squad game anytime soon, so that's a little disappointing. I was looking forward to a DC game of some kind, because it's been a long time since we've gotten something like Batman Arkham City, you know? I feel like we just needed a good DC game, so a little disappointed about that, but hey, it's coming out next year. Next, we've got a little teaser of information about Overwatch 2. So, Blizzard has confirmed that Doomfist is going to be a tank hero character in Overwatch 2, which, for those that don't know, when Doomfist first released, if you went on the Overwatch website, it actually listed him as a tank. So when I talked about it on the channel back when Doomfist released in Overwatch, I was like, oh yeah, Doomfist a tank. And everybody in the comments was telling me like, Doomfist is not a tank, what are you talking about? But apparently that's what Blizzard actually wanted to do, but they ended up making him a DPS. So in Overwatch 2, they're finally gonna fix that, and Doomfist will no longer be a DPS. He's gonna be a tank, probably shielding allies and teammates with his fist in some way. It's gonna be interesting to see what exactly he's gonna use his like fist for in the game, like maybe to knock players back to make distance or something like that. So looks really cool. Doomfist is an awesome character in Overwatch. A little bit complicated compared to other DPS, but I can't wait to see how he plays in Overwatch 2. I'm getting really excited. I signed up for the beta, so hopefully I got in. You never know though. Let's see. So, something bad for Ubisoft happened this week. A ton of upcoming games have been leaked. So, this was not supposed to happen. I'm sure someone over at Ubisoft is in a lot of trouble. But, yeah, a list of games has been basically leaked. So, here we go. A bunch of games like Skull and Bones, Beyond Good and Evil, a new Rabbids game, Immortals, a Phoenix Rising sequel, a new game in the Crew series, new Rayman Legends game, Prince of Persia game, have all been leaked. So, seems like we're getting a lot of games from Ubisoft that they haven't even announced yet, so that's really cool. There seems to be a new The Division game, so it's probably going to be like a third game in the Division series. A new Assassin's Creed spin-off. So just a lot of stuff, and honestly, I'm excited. I love Rayman. I think the Rayman games are super cool, so I'm happy to see that we might be getting a new one. Prince of Persia, another game that I have not played in a long time. I would love a new Prince of Persia game. Beyond Good and Evil 2 was announced years and years ago, and we still have no release date, so it's nice to at least get some info about this. But yeah, seems like a lot of stuff has been leaked, so we might be seeing some new Ubisoft announcements in the next few months for these games. The Nintendo Switch. So, the Nintendo Switch had a firmware update this week, which added a feature that the Nintendo fans have been asking Nintendo for since the launch of the system. And that is folders. Yes, the ability to make folders to group games. So let's say you have like a lot of Super Mario games. You can now make a Super Mario folder on your Nintendo Switch just for your Mario games. If you have a bunch of shooters, you know, you have your Doom, you want to put in your Apex Legends, you can put all that stuff in like one folder now on your Nintendo Switch. You can even put Splatoon into that. So it's really cool. You know, you can now categorize everything so it's less cluttered on the main screen, you know, the main menu. So that's cool. And let's see. Next we got some info. CD Projekt Red is making a new Witcher game. They announced it, and it's being developed with the help of Epic Games' Unreal Engine 5. So for those that don't know, The Witcher is a very, very popular series. It's also a series on Netflix, a series of books, and a video game series. And the third game, The Witcher 3, has been getting, like, I would say, even more popular over the years since its first release. It's considered to be one of the best games of that year when it released. Amazing, like, action, fantasy, RPG game. And they're making a new one. The developers are making a brand new game in the series. Apparently it's not like a sequel, but it's going to be some kind of spin-off with another character, possibly. But they are working with Epic Games, games, which is awesome. And they're using their Unreal Engine 5. So this game is going to look beautiful. So hopefully it turns out great. And let's see, that's pretty much all the important video game news, to be honest. I guess we got one last piece of news here. Netflix is making a new animated series based on Tekken. Yes, Tekken, the fighting game series. It's going to be called Tekken Bloodline. And yeah, it's going to be an animated series on Netflix, releasing later this year. So you know what? Definitely going to be watching that. I'm a big Tekken fan. Fun fact, I think I've seen like every single piece of like Tekken movie, cartoon that has been released over the years. Like, we got a cartoon animated movie that came out back in like the 90s. We've had some live action movies. We've got like some anime movies they made for Street Fighter 4 when that came out. I've watched them all. Some of them have been okay. Some of them have been pretty terrible. So hopefully this new one ends up being really good. But yeah, more Tekken. There was even a good like CG movie they made a couple years ago, which was not that bad, to be honest. I kind of liked it. And yeah, so thank you all for listening, for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and see you all next time. So long.